Trolling behind Biden, Trump is once again crisscrossing America. Washington, Florida, Pennsylvania, Iowa, 3 key states in 3 days. Donald Trump begins a marathon of meetings on Monday with the hope of catching up on Joe Biden by the November 3rd election. After declaring himself immune to COVID-19, the 74-year-old American president, who was retired for 10 days after having tested positive, showed, mockingly in support, his willingness to do battle in the home stretch. For his return to the campaign stands, he should try to galvanize his electoral base by touting his choice of Justice Amy Coney Barrett for the Supreme Court. The Senate, with a Republican majority, begins on Monday the hearing of this 48-year-old magistrate whose confirmation, which is little doubt, will permanently anchor the temple of American law in the conservative camp. It looks like I'm immune for, I don't know, maybe a long time, maybe a short time, maybe for life. Nobody really knows, but I'm immune, the White House tenant said on Sunday. Today you have a president who doesn't need to hide in his basement like his opponent, Joe Biden, he added. The issue of immunity to COVID-19 remains surrounded by many unknowns. The precise duration of the latter and the degree of protection offered by antibodies are not known. At the end of August, researchers in Hong Kong announced that they had discovered the world's first proven case of reinfection with COVID-19, a few months after recovery. In a brief statement issued, Dr. Sean Conley said the U.S. president was no longer considered to be at risk of transmitting the virus to others. Complete and total green light from the doctors of the White House, tweeted Donald Trump, extrapolating from this letter. It means that I cannot catch the virus, and that I cannot transmit it. Good to know. Soon after, Twitter added a warning to the tweet, believing it to contain misleading information about COVID-19. The worst possible leader. The former New York businessman, who repeatedly portrays Joe Biden, 77, as a puppet manipulated by the left wing of his party, also hinted that he might be ill. If you look at Joe, he was coughing terribly yesterday, Saturday, then he would grab his mask, then he was coughing, he said. I don't know what that means, but the press hasn't talked much about it. Since the announcement on October 1st of Donald and Melania Trump's positive test, Joe Biden's campaign team has been releasing their COVID test results daily, which have so far been negative. However, greater opacity surrounds the President of the United States. His medical team stubbornly refuses to say when was his last negative test. This posture fuels suspicions that he may not have taken a test for several days before he tested positive. More than 214,000 people have died from COVID-19 in the United States. In January, I said President Trump was the worst leader possible to deal with a health crisis, Joe Biden tweeted Sunday night. The past months have proven this to be true. The old lion of the Democratic Party is now nearly 10 points ahead of the national poll average and has also bolstered his advantage in voting intentions at the state level decisive for the election. Faced with these worrying figures for his political future, Donald Trump invokes, more than ever, the memory of the surprise of 2016, hammering as if to better convince himself that history will repeat itself. There's even more enthusiasm this time around than in 2016. He tweeted. Huge crowds. The president also sparked anger on Sunday with well-respected figure Dr. Anthony Fauci in the United States, after using his words in a Team Trump campaign clip on the coronavirus. The statements attributed to me without my permission by the Republican Party campaign team were taken out of context from a comment I made several months ago regarding the efforts